All right, Joe, thank you. Well, following a lengthy phone call between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin, Trump says Russia and Ukraine will immediately start negotiations towards a ceasefire.
And some people question Putin's sincerity in ending the war after launching a massive strike against Ukraine right before that phone call. Our Washington correspondent Rachel Knapp is live in D.C. tonight. Rachel, what's on the negotiating table right now?
Well, good evening, Nick and Renata. So we know that Russia just wants to annex some parts of Ukraine, especially those territories that they've already occupied right now during this war. But if you speak to any Ukrainian and you hear from their president, Volodymyr Zelensky, that is a hard no. They do not want to give up any parts of their land. Now, we spoke with Congressman Nick Langworthy about this war. He says that it must come to a ceasefire because there's been so much loss of life. Just a day before President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin had a 2-hour-long phone call, Russia launched more than 100 drones into Ukraine. The president has been urging for a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. After that phone call, the president shares that Russia and Ukraine will immediately start negotiations towards a ceasefire. Ukraine has repeatedly criticized Russia for not halting their attacks during potential negotiations. The president was asked how serious could Putin be in wanting peace if he continues attacking Ukraine.
Well, he's in a war, nobody said don't. They're fighting, they're attacking each other, and people are dying all the time. He's in a war, he's fighting a war. Nobody said he was going to stop. I think, is it terrible? Yeah, it's terrible. I think it's terrible.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky shared on social media he's been in contact with several European leaders following the president's call, and that there is no doubt that the war must end at the negotiating table. Ukraine is ready for any negotiation format that delivers results. And if Russia continues to put forward unrealistic conditions and undermine progress, there must be tough consequences.
We need to see a ceasefire, and I think the president wants to see this war end.
Congressional members we spoke with say the loss of life from this war is staggering.
I think that's one of the things that for people who are really looking at it, when he says 5,000 lives a week are being lost, he said this is something we've got to get fixed. The money's an issue, the protection's an issue, but more than anything else, the loss of life is a big issue.
This war needs to come to a conclusion, and I hope the president is successful in forcing a ceasefire. If both sides need to be serious, so to get this done.
Nick and Renata, as for where these negotiations can take place, the president says the Vatican could potentially host those negotiation talks. Now, as the newly elected Pope, Pope Leo, in one of his first remarks, called for peace between Russia and Ukraine. Nick and Renata, back to you.
All right, Rachel, thank you so much. Well, coming up in sports,